Assalamualaikum everyone. So last time we have wind up with the triangles, right? So we have learned that sum of interior angles is going to make 108 degrees, and furthermore the exterior angle is equal to sum of interior opposite angles. So this is where we posed last time, right? So today we are going to think about a new thing, very beautiful stuff in mathematics, or maybe in the geometry, entire geometry itself, right? For example, if you have a triangle, right? If all three sides are equal, remember that all the angles, if this is x, this is also x, all the angles are going to be equal, right? If all three sides are equal and this triangle has a special name, the name is given as equilateral triangle. The name is given as equilateral triangle, right? Equilateral triangle, right? But you know that from the theory, we know that sum of interior angles in a triangle is going to make 180. So simply x plus x plus x, right? So if I add x plus x plus x, this should give us 180 degrees, right? So what is the reason? Sum of interior angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. So this is the theory. So x plus x plus x, right? For example, if I ask you, right, you have a toffee and you have another toffee and you have another toffee, how many toffees do you have? You would say, toffee. No, you are not going to say like that. What you are going to say is, I have 3 toffees, right? If I say chewing gum, and chewing gum, right? You are not going to say chewing gum. You are going to say 3 chewing gums are there. Similarly, if you have x, another x, and x, you don't say x plus x, right? Simply you say there are 3x, right? So you are going to have 3x equal to 180. If 3x is equal to 180, to find one of the x's, what you are going to do is you have to divide this by 3. If I divide this side by 3, I have to divide this side also by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is going to be x. So x is simply equal to 60 degrees, right? So this is the entire story of equilateral triangles, right? So if you think about another kind of a triangle that is very important in mathematics, right? That is another kind of a triangle, that is the isosceles triangle. Now we will think about what is this isosceles triangle actually means, right? If right now here all 3 sides are equal, right? If all 3 sides are equal, then it is called the equilateral triangle. If two sides, right? If any 2 sides are equal, then it is called an isosceles triangle, right? Suppose if you have a kind of a triangle like this, right? If the length of this side and the length of this side are equal, right? This is called the isosceles triangle. Right? There's a special property for this isosceles triangle. You see that this side and this side, right? In between these 2 sides, there's an angle, right? Let's say its angle is A. But there's an angle which is out of this, there are 2 other angles which is not inside this, not in between this, right? Which are outside, freely outside, right? So this angle, if this was y, right? This also should be y. This is the theorem of isosceles triangle, right? Straight opposite to this side you have an angle, straight opposite to this side you have an angle, and if these 2 sides are equal, these 2 angles are also equal. Similarly, the vice versa is also going to happen. Suppose if you have a triangle, if this is A and if this is B and if this is also B, then the side opposite to this B and the side opposite to this B, both are going to be equal. So this is the complete theory. Of isosceles triangle. So this is a very simple fact, which we must know, right? So let's do kind of a small problem. We will try and do a small problem. Suppose if I have a triangle like this. If this was 30 degrees, right? If this is 30 degrees, and given that this side is equal to this side, and find angle x, right? Find angle x, right? So this is the question, right? Find x, right? Simply they are having a question like this, find x. So how are you going to find x, right? So now we have to figure out this. This is an isosceles triangle. Right? That's very simple. Why is that an isosceles triangle? Because 2 sides are equal and the other side is as it is, right? It's not a point to be worried, right? So you have 2 sides to be equal, right? That straight opposite to this side and straight opposite to this side must be equal, right? That is the theorem of the isosceles triangle. So if this was x, this also should be x, right? Simple. So this also should be x. Now we will add the answer. Now we are supposed to find x, right? The question is to find x. What is x, right? So if you want to find x, what we are going to do is we are going to add all these three sides. If you add all these three sides, this is going to result in how much? This is going to result in 180 degrees. Why so? Because the sum of interior angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. So x plus 30 is going to be 180 degrees. Now x plus x is going to be 2x. 2x plus 30 is equal to 180 degrees. Now take this 30 to the other side, right? If you take this plus 30 to the other side, the plus 30 suddenly becomes minus 30 because you are going to take it from the other side from the equal mark. So you will have 2x is equal to 180 minus 30. So 2x is equal to 150. If 2x is equal to 150, x is equal, 2x divided by 2, 2 to 2 gone, 150 divided by 2 is going to be, now 2 to 2 gone, now 15 divided by 2, how many 2s are there for 15? There are 7 2s, right? And 7 2s are there, but 1 is remaining, so give that 1 to this, so you are going to have 10. 10 divided by 2 is going to be 75, so x is equal to 75 degrees. So these are this simple problem for an introductory level, but we will see a lot of problems later on. We have far more to go, right? We just didn't even start the lesson of triangles. We have just put up the basics, but we have to do a lot of problems in order to solve this, and we will meet up with the next video. Thank you very much.